Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious or you're lost. I'm Chattie, and this is my mum, Natter. And we're going to be chatting very madly about our childhood favourite books. And we're going to be doing an original tag known as the Early Nerd Books of My Childhood. It's the Early Nerd Captures the World.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
Nice to know what we're recording because I didn't know before now.
I just thought it might be more fun. So, Early Nerd Captures the World, but that's quite long. So, going for Early Nerd Books of My Childhood. So we'll see how it goes. It might not catch on. So I have filmed, or I will be filming, another video where what I'm going to do is go through the tag, because it's an original tag. I was looking to make books of my childhood because I'm in my childhood home and we had a good chat about books, so we thought, why not do a video? So I looked for like a childhood books tag, and as I was looking, there were a few from like 4 years ago, 2 years ago, but the questions didn't match the ones I wanted to ask. So I thought, I'll just do my own one. So I'm going to do another video where I go more bish bash bosh through the 10 questions, because I know what we're like. We like to talk.
We do.
We are surrounded by books. Setting up this video and the preparation for this video was a lot more than either of us anticipated.
It's a long time.
We had to do a lot of planning. And there's many books we're like, oh, but what about that one? Oh, but what about that one? So we've tried to rein ourselves in.
Yes, definitely.
And this is going to be in 2 parts. We're going to do 5 questions. It's going to be a bit of a chat. And then we'll do the second part, which questions 6 to 10. But for anyone I'm tagging, it just feels like chaos. So I'm going to do a proper, this is a new tag. Here's the questions, bish, bash, bosh, and I'm going to tag you guys. So I will link that in the description box for you to look at. So if you want to do the tag yourself, do this tag, but maybe look at that video to make it more coherent, because this is going to be chaos. We know it's going to be chaos.
It's always chaos.
It's always chaos. So here we go. It's one shot. There is no editing. Cheers. That's it.
Oh, I got to as well.
Yeah, there's no dust. It's okay.
Thank you.
Checked.
It's my house. There's bound to be no dust.
Such a liar. Where do you think I got my cleaning standards from?
Yep.
Right.
Your father.
So I don't have my usual massive cup, but I do have a little teapot that I put my tag. It rings as well. Hello. Service. We can ring for the tags.
We can.
Usually in these videos I like to make them random, but that's because they're quite well established tag videos. This one's new, so I'm just doing it in order. There's no randomness, but I like the gimmick of taking tags out of a teacup or a teapot, so that's what we're going to do because it's fun. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Going to get the first tag.
Oh, have I got to take
You
it?
can take the first tag out. Yeah, it's fun. I'm getting you involved.
Oh, good. That's lovely.
Right, you need to show it to the camera, so you have to turn it round. There you go. That's it. Now you can read it.
I can't read it like that. It's gone
No, that's
backwards.
why you have to bring it back to yourself. You not watch my videos.
I also watch your videos. Just don't remember them. What is the first book you remember reading?
Ooh. Well, what is the first book you remember reading?
What do I remember reading?
Yes.
Well, it would be this one. So this is a Tufty book. Now, none of you are going to be old enough to remember that
There's a wide range of viewers and YouTubers out there. You'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
they're not my age though. They're not as old
Some
as
of them are. Some of them are.
It's not as old as anyway.
Really are.
Anyway, it apparently, because I can't remember that one, I was about 4 or 5 when I read this, or when this was
Read to you?
read to me. It was a present.
It's bound by sellotape, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
some very impressive
Yeah, it was
sellotape
given
here.
to me and my sister by somebody called Heather, who was daughter of a friend of my mum's. Anyway, Tufty was a road safety campaign. So there was Tufty and his friends, and Tufty is a red squirrel.
We do like a red
So
squirrel.
it's lovely. And this is day by day stories. So it starts with Monday. And Monday, because it is written in about the 60s or 50s or 60s,
Is it wash
Monday
day?
was wash day.
It's
Monday
wash
was
day.
wash day. Yes, yeah. So that was basic. And there was no automatic washing machines there. It was hand wash only. Very exciting. Anyway, it goes through each day, and I just love the illustrations.
They
They're
are
just
very
so
cute. They're very cute.
Sorry, wafting away here. And yeah, so they're all friends. and there's always one naughty child, isn't there?
Naughty weasel.
And it's Willy the Weasel. Willy the Weasel is the naughty child. Anyway, so that was my first one of my first ones, and then other ones, because we didn't have many books at home. It was a visit to the library. So every Friday before I went to school.
Wow.
Before I started school, my mum went shopping on a Friday because Friday was shopping
Friday
day.
was shop day.
Yeah, Friday morning shopping, Friday afternoon baking.
Lovely.
And we'd go to the library, and one of the things I do remember looking at in the library, obviously I couldn't read, was picture books. Well, they pick books with pictures, and it is the Little Grey Rabbit series. Now, I cannot remember which ones I started with, but they have such beautiful illustrations, and I'm assuming that somebody read the story to me, but I have no idea.
I'm guessing Gran or Grandad.
Yeah, but I can never remember them reading to me, so
Aww.
I don't know. Maybe they did, I just don't remember.
Maybe Bev did.
Oh, I'd have to. She was not that keen. Not that keen on me. My older sister. Sorry. So library and certainly looking at these books, the picture's beautiful. So.
And I would say that's definitely like a lifelong love for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then as I got older and had money, and I would say I was definitely an adult then.
Yeah.
I was then collecting the Little Grey Rabbit stories, Little Grey Rabbit books.
So that one is a new one that either I bought for you or you bought for yourself.
Yes, definitely. They're all... That was as well. I bought that one early.
Yes, but this is one I remember from my childhood.
Yes.
So this is what I remember you reading to me. So there's this one and another one in these little paperbacks. And I just remember Little Grey Rabbit's birthday and all the different... They went around all the animals, and like Speckled Hen's going to give... They're planning Grey Rabbit's birthday party. Speckled Hen's going to give some eggs, and all these different plans going on. And I just really enjoyed it. It was such a cute story. But also because you loved it, you passed that love on to me. So I just remember that. Another one I remember is I remember Dad reading A Bag Full of Pups.
Oh yes, from the library.
From the library.
Yes,
and I think
to the library a lot. Yeah.
I think we used to get that out quite a lot as well.
Yes,
That was one of the frequent ones.
Definitely a frequent one.
And then reading chapter books. The first chapter books I remember was the Enid Blyton, the Five Find Out books.
Yeah.
And these would be birthday presents. I used to like slowly build up the series of books. I really enjoyed these covers when I was little. I just liked the hardback.
Yes, the hardback was really good.
Hardback was fun.
I think I had one or two in paperback.
You did, yeah. I think
Just
number 7 you had. I don't
Yeah.
know why I remember number 7.
But I don't know where it's gone now.
No. You didn't have that, or you lent, because I remember. So my mum's sister Bev, my cousins, Sarah had the pantomime cat, and we didn't have that one.
That was it. The pantomime cat
And
was all we had.
Heidi something, number 6. We didn't have that one. I remember borrowing it when I got to number 7. The hidden. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There was so there were a couple that I remember borrowing from Sarah and Dave because they had them, and then we had the rest.
Yeah, so that was, we had books bought.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going on holiday once, and Bev and myself had a book each.
Yeah.
And it must have been the pantomime cat that Bev had. Now you've said it, the pantomime cat would be Bev's one.
Oh, that'd be why they had it, and obviously you decided to collect between us.
I think I had. Oh, that's not for now.
You're jumping ahead of the tag.
That was sorry.
I know it was a nice segue in, but you're jumping ahead. Sorry.
Just to rein me back.
I'm reining you back.
Anyway,
I remember reading these. There we go. Done. Right. Next tag.
Next tag.
So the next tag is.
Go on then. What's that?
Show the tag. There we go. Number 2. Number 2 is which series or author did you love as a child?
Well, funny enough, The Ship of Adventure by Enid Blyton. I mean, to be fair, a lot of Enid Blyton. I liked the Ship of Adventure series, which this is. I'd like the Five Find Outer series.
Most of her work.
The Famous Five as well, but I didn't really get into the Secret 7.
No, I think you were probably older than that.
Yes, possibly.
So I remember we read that were like the first ones we read because they were kind of younger.
Yes,
they're a lot smaller.
Yeah, but I didn't do, and obviously there was the Magic Faraway Tree and all the other
Magic
ones.
Faraway Tree.
And all the school ones.
Yes.
And another. Oh, that's the series, isn't it? We're doing series.
Yeah. No, we're doing series, and also, you do that one now. It's fine.
Okay. So, Mary Poppins Comes Back is. I didn't realise it was we went to Sunday school, and my sister got it as a prize.
I love that little
In
book plate.
1963. I was 2, or not quite 2. No, I wouldn't have been 2.
So you wouldn't have read it straight away.
Oh no, not 3. It's 68. Sorry. No, 67 to 68. So I would have been a bit old. I thought 3. I don't think I've been 3 because Pepper would be very old. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, genius.
Yeah. I'd have been 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely did read this. Now I can't remember when the film Mary Poppins came out, but yeah, I did love this, and I love the illustrations as well.
Yeah, it's good. So our series, I remember, they were actually part of the reading scheme at school. And it was these Puddle Lane books. So you had the cats. So this is Tim Catchermouse. And I can't remember, is that Sebastian? No, I'm getting them confused with another one. But there were the cats. So there was the cat series, and then there was the children and the wizard.
Yeah.
And all sorts of ones. But yeah, I just really enjoyed the Puddle Lane. I don't know.
So you've got
all the illustrations. So you've got the simple reading, and then the more. So I think I had to read that bit, and then you would read that bit to me.
Yeah.
And then as they kind of continued on, you had like the blue stage was the early ones, and you had the green, and then the orange, and then the red and the purple.
Was that the griffin?
The griffin, yeah, the griffin. It was a green monster that was invisible that lived in the wizard's garden. The children would play with them.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So there was Sarah and Dave with the children, and then there was Harry and Geeta.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I enjoyed those, and we collected them. And I remember my friend had the whole series. Rosalind had the whole series that I found very exciting.
Yeah, and then we found that, didn't we?
We did, yes. So then we'd randomly find these and be like, I remember those, and we used to buy them.
Yes.
Yeah, this was one. Well, it's quite expensive actually, £1.50. I thought it would have been cheaper than that. It was sold. There we go. It was sold as 85p originally.
Yes.
It's gone up. Another series that I used to really enjoy was the Babysitter's Club books.
Oh, you did?
Loved those. Also loved the Animal Ark series of books as well.
Worst Witch?
Yes, talking about that later.
Sorry.
It's all right. No, I did enjoy those too. Yeah, that was a series I enjoyed, yes. Right, next tag.
I was going to say.
Tag time. What's it going to be? Hopefully number 3. We're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Can you recall a favourite picture book?
Can you recall a favourite picture?
I can recall a favourite picture book.
Funnily
enough. But I also remember a nursery rhyme book, and it was very 60s illustrations, and there was the Muffin Man. There's no point looking at you, is there?
I'm not going to know before my time.
No, I still had it. I may have.
Did you?
Yeah. Anyway, so there was.
Was it paperback?
No, it had
the Man in the Moon.
Was, oh no, that was one I bought for you. Okay. So it was the same, about the same sort of size as this. It had like a hardcover and then pages in between.
Funnily enough, like most books. We'll move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, books I remember from my childhood that I really loved. So one of my favourites was Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman, and illustrated by Caroline Binch. And these illustrations, they are just so beautiful, and just the realness and the human emotion just in those illustrations, it's just so gorgeous. And as a book lover and drama lover, this story just spoke to me so much, because Grace loves stories. She's constantly like play acting all the stories, like that. She's Joan of Arc. She's a Nancy the Spider. Bye, Mum. She's a Nancy the Spider. And then you just get her absolute love of stories. And then in the school play, all the children want to be Peter Pan, and she's told by some classmates that she can't be Peter Pan because she's A, girl, and B, black. And we've got this lovely moment here where she lives at home with her mum and her nana, and she tells them what the other children said, and they are constantly, bigging Grace up and being like, you don't need to listen to them, you can do whatever you want to. and she's taken to go and see this black ballerina, which is one of her Nana's friend's daughters, and that inspires Grace to keep going and audition for the part of Peter Pan, and I just loved it.
Are you going to give the end of the story away?
I think it's fine. I know, I'm not going to give the end of the story away. You can read it. Go read Amazing Grace, see what happens.
Oh,
Cliffhanger. But yeah, the illustrations were so gorgeous, the story was so gorgeous and beautiful, and love Grace. Another one that I really enjoyed is George and Matilda Mouse, and there's quite a few books in this series, and this is one where I think the first one we got from the library. We never owned the first one, so the first book where George and Matilda Mouse meet.
I think we've got it in a small version.
No, we don't. No. What we have in small version is this is George as a child, and this is Matilda as a child, and then the library book was
Bow
George.
to your superior knowledge.
So in this one, so they live in a doll's house. There they are, and they live in a doll's house, abandoned doll's house in a garden, and they want to start a school. But they need it to be safe from cats. So they're trying to think where they can teach all the other children, and they come up with an idea of making the school on a boat, and it's just really, really cute. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's a Railway Riot card in there. Someone was obviously writing on this book the last time we played Railway Riot, which is a Christmas game.
Don't ask.
So they have to escape from the cat. The cat comes to disrupt their teaching. So they have this wonderful idea of using a boat. And again, I just really love all the illustrations in here, all the different little characters, and how they do that split of you can look at all the different rooms in the house and see all the different things that they're doing. And it's a really cute story. I love the Foxwood Tales. So more animals, more beautiful illustrations. And these books were very atmospheric as well. So there was you've got three friends, you've got a rabbit, a mouse and a hedgehog, and they end up having quite a lot of adventures. So there's a robbery where they try and solve it, there's some smugglers and a different one, there's a treasure, and there's a cuteness, there's a friendship, and a lot of atmosphere going on in these books as well. And finally
this is beautiful.
The Mousehole Cat. Again, I love the illustrations. Yes.
We call it Mousehole because that's what they call.
Oh, in Cornwall.
Town.
Yes, so it's the Mousehole Cat, but we call it Mousehole because of the town.
And that's how they pronounce it.
Yeah.
In Cornwall. It's a Cornish town.
And we used to go on holiday to Cornwall quite a lot, so it felt. And we used to go to Mousehole.
Yes, we would go. If we're in the area, we'd go and visit.
We had to go to, and I used to get really excited because of this book. Like, we're going to Mousehole. So again, it's a story of a fishing village, and the need for fish. Like, that was their livelihood and how they got their food. And we have this lovely sort of retired fisherman, Tom, and his cat Mouser. And there's a big storm. People can't go out because it's too dangerous, and then they decide to go and fetch the fish. And this is what I really love from the illustrations, how the sea is shown as like this cat. So you've got this cat's paw trying to get into the Mousehole. Yeah. So you've got the stormy sea. Let's just do another picture of the stormy sea because it's beautiful. Where's this? There we go. Look at that. So we have the blues and greens of the waves, and then it kind of mixes with the storm and turns into this like tabby cat that's like playing with the boat with the claw like it's a little mouse. That was a favourite. Lots of favourites. That was really hard to narrow it down.
Really? I'd never have guessed.
No, you wouldn't have done, would you?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No, it's not doing it for
Is it tag time? Tag number 4 is... This is perfectly synchronised. I got it. Here we go. Tag number 4, which is, did you collect books as a child? And can you recall a loved gift or a book that you bought with pocket money? Check your notes.
No.
No. Did you collect books as a child?
No, because we couldn't afford books. Not really. That wasn't.
Yeah.
And as I had very little pocket money, so no, I didn't. But I would have gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, like I mentioned earlier, we had a going on holiday, and I remember being very excited because we had a book each, and that was really exciting. But I did go to the library a lot, and
when you were 14.
Yeah, I'd go all through my childhood. But yes, when I was 14, they developed a teenage section, which was very exciting. So this was 70s. 70s, and it was all very like a dark room. It had these sort of beanbaggy things around. It was very hippie, and there was lots of different books around. I don't know where I'm going here, Charlotte. I haven't read my notes.
Well, that's when you started buying books.
Oh,
you bought the Chattie school.
Oh, right, yes. So I had a Saturday job when I was about 14, and with that I would then buy some books. Ones I'd read at the library and enjoyed, I would then get the books, and I'd start to collect some of the series. So there was the Enid Blyton ones. There was the Chattie School series by Eleanor Brent Dyer. Yes, yeah, no, there's about 50 or 60 of them. I didn't collect them all, just one or two. And obviously second-hand bookshops. There was a few around here, and I got them second-hand because it was
cheapy. You get
got more. Yeah,
exactly.
Who wouldn't? And the other ones. And as I was older, I went into more detective-y, crimey ones, and also classics. So Jules Verne, and some other ones.
Got some of there?
Here's some I read.
Here's some you prepared earlier.
So there's Journey to the Centre of the Earth, Around the World in 80 Days, which, if I remember rightly, they don't actually use a balloon in that one. Not 100% sure. And this one, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I love that spine.
Yes.
So
this, and I love the old books. I love the older hardback books, and one of my favourites, not the best copy in the world, but Lorna Doone, and it's very.
It's upside down.
It is very upside down, and falling. Stop laughing at me! Falling to pieces, but the pages are really thin. And it feels really nice to read, and I haven't read it for years, but yes, I did like Lorna Doone, so I started looking at some of the classics. Oh, and also, last one, I found Earl Stanley Gardner, because there was a series on television with Perry Mason, and these were some of the. I've then found some books by him, very very 70s hairstyle. See, that would have been blood on the cover for that.
That would have been blood. Yeah, there you go. You could have done that for October.
Yeah. We're done.
So I massively benefited from your 14-year-old Saturday job where you started collecting Enid Blyton, because when I was born it was like dunk on my shelves. Here's a whole collection of Enid Blyton. So I think we then built on that, and I think I then got through birthdays, and also when I had a bit of like money from people for birthdays, I'd sometimes spend it on books. So I got all of the Mallory Towers series because we didn't have those ones. And the other ones, so these are the three that you had. So this is The Wolves of Willoughby Chase by Joan Aiken, Black Hearts in Battersea, and The Cuckoo Tree, which is a really lovely copy of The Cuckoo Tree. And I really enjoyed this series. I read these two first of all, and then we saw that actually there was the next one was called The Nightbirds in Nantucket, I think it was called. Yeah. So there's a character in this one called Dido, and she basically then kind of goes off on like different adventures, and you're kind of then. I think there's Joan Aiken sort of like, oh, and then she could go here and have this adventure, and then she could go here, and then eventually she comes back to England in this one. So I started collecting all the ones in between that we didn't have. And one of my favourites, so they all kind of look like this. This was the covers of the ones that I was collecting. And one of my favourites was Dido and Park, because then she was back in England and we were following on with the story. I really enjoyed these. They were set in an alternative history. So it's if the Jacobites had the crown instead of the Georgians. So instead of having a Georgian, we'd continue with the Stuarts. And these we start kind of the Industrial Revolution in these, and they're kind of a bit weird.
Yeah, they are.
There's a bit of a weirdness to them. It's like a bit of a freaky kind of weirdness. I can't explain it any more than that. It just feels a bit weird, but I enjoy them. There's a weirdness to it. I'd say there's magical realism in it, because one of Dida's adventures, the Stolen Lake or something like that, you end up with a weird kind of Arthurian legend that's kind of gone on, and there's juju nuts or something in this one. There's some random bits. Some random. There's an edge of magical realism, but in a bit of a more of a creepy way.
Did she write Whistle Down the Wind?
Go Saddle the Sea.
Go Saddle the Sea.
Go Bridle the Wind.
Bridle the Wind, yeah.
Yeah, and then another one. Which
and that again has some.
Yeah,
I like them. Strange bits
but it's
in.
very Joan Aiken.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed those, and then this is kind of more teenage that I started spending my money on. So you got me the original 3 in the Edge Chronicles, and then I just started collecting the rest of the series. And again, it's Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell. And Chris Riddell does all of the illustrations, and I love the detail. So this kind of started my love of maps and love of these intricate details. So it's all set on this land called the Edge, and they have lots of different ages, and so the maps change and flights change. They're quite gritty and dark compared to other stuff I've made. I mean, there's characters that are on the front here. Yes, here. I don't know what they're called, but they are really scary. Like Skyro or something like that, but they used to freak me out a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed those. And then I started to collect the Roman Mysteries by Caroline Lawrence. So these are all set in ancient Rome. So I enjoyed finding out more about the Roman era. And what I really enjoyed in these is you've got some very different characters. So you have Flavia, who is the sort of the German Roman noble. She's called Flavia Domena is her name. Then you have Jonathan, who is Jewish. You have Nubia, who has been taken from her country as a slave. And you have Lupus, who I can't quite remember the story, but basically he was attacked on his island and his tongue was cut out, so he is mute. So you have a range of different cultures in here, and also you have disability representation. So I really enjoyed all of their different stories, and also I really love, as you knew from Enid Blyton, a group of children who get together to solve mysteries. And this is book 4 and 5, and these were 2 of my favourite ones because I really liked that you found out more about the characters in these ones, and I really enjoyed the mysteries in those. And I ended up wanting to collect the series, and then read them to Matty as well.
Yeah.
And then another one, I really enjoyed sort of like the fairy tale books. So this is the author who's best known for Ella Enchanted and Gail Carson Levin. And I managed to pick up a few of her books. And this one I reread loads of times because I really enjoyed the sisters and the magic in this one. This is The Two Princesses of Beaumere. Done. Time for another tag. I think it's your turn.
Yeah. I can't ting it like you do.
Practice. There we go.
Not quite the same. Not the ring. Yeah. I think you need to be the teapot ringer.
I'll be the teapot singer.
What was your reading taste What was your reading taste as a child? Is it different to now? So I think, as we've mentioned before, it was adventures, fantasy, sort of animal stories, but not in the same way as Animal Ark. It was more animals different. Dressed up.
Yeah, like the animals were the main characters.
Yeah, with adventures.
Yeah. So it's animals, not animal companion.
Yes, yeah. Oh, see all these genres.
I've been on here a while. I've learned the lingo.
I can't read your writing.
So I wrote the notes. That's why she can't read them.
I haven't got my glasses on.
No, I think we were very similar in that as children we both adventure stories were our favourite. And also school stories within that as well. Yeah. And I think we're no longer as excited by school stories and animal stories, but adventures, especially
animal stories, I do still like I like to reread the creature, like Beatrix Potter and but not. Carry on.
Also, Dick King-Smith was a lot of
Dick
animals were the
King-Smith,
main
yes,
characters, weren't
yeah,
they? We
yeah,
like
there's
those.
some good Dick King-Smith books.
Yeah.
Really love those.
Find the White Horse was a good Dick King-Smith one,
Oh
wasn't
yes,
it?
yeah, and The Stray.
Yes. So that wasn't an animal.
No, well, there was an animal involved.
They had a pet dog.
No, you had the stray, and then she found a stray.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm remembering this badly. I thought there was a picture of the dog on the cover, and I remember thinking, oh, it's about a dog, but it's not. It's about an old woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
And Waterhorse.
Yes, and the Waterhorse. But I think so. Now we both enjoy middle grade adventure still.
Yes.
And fantasy.
Yeah.
Both middle grade and adult.
Yeah. Mm.
You like Terry Pratchett?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking of some of your more gritty ones.
Yeah,
I don't think I could
cope
do
with those.
No, I like the idea of the sentient boats, but I just think I
wouldn't.
No, I think
you wouldn't cope with Hob. You'd need to go to therapy.
I needed help to get through frost times. I was frightened what was going to happen.
I had to tell him it was going to be okay.
I knew it would be, but yeah, even so, you still. As I've got older, I've got weedier.
That's a great word.
Yeah. But I also like now crime fiction.
Yes.
Stuff like
so
that.
you have written. I've written here.
Oh, thank you. You've written for me.
I'm going to tell you what she said to me because she can't remember. So here in my notes that you can't read, you like a nature-based, gentle memoir or non-fiction.
Yes.
Like
The Salt Path.
The Salt Path, yeah.
And the man who went for a walk and got lost.
No, that was it. So right, let's try and say that without manic laughter. So we were talking about books that we like now, and she's like, "Oh, I love The Man Who Went for a Walk and Never Came Back," which is The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. That should be a book title because it sounds brilliant. He does that. We don't see him come back, but we presume he kind of goes back.
Yeah. He
Let's not give the spoiler, but
that's really good.
It was a lovely book. Rachel Joyce was a lovely book. Yeah, favourite. But yeah, that kind of more like gentle story.
Yeah.
And also witty historical romance.
Yes, I like a bit of Georgette Heyer.
Without, can I say
without,
witty historical romance, but without the rumpy pumpy. There's a no on rumpy pumpy.
You know, there's time and a place, but quite often it's put in just to sell the book.
Yeah.
And if it's part of a story and is essential to the story, but I mean, I have read some as a teenager.
I mean,
we read some.
You got some Jilly Cooper.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, compared to what I've read, Jilly Cooper is now tame, but as a teenager, I was like, oh my God, they're talking about tits. Mother's given me a book that says tits. Mind blown.
She
read it. Right, we've officially hit chaos. And
Agatha Christie.
Classic murder mysteries.
Yes, classic. Yeah, Dorothy L. Sayers. Yeah, and Cadfael.
Yeah. Not too graphic was that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, not too.
Not too graphic was the. We're trying to qualify a murder mystery that's not too.
I mean, there's death and things, but you don't go into too much detail.
No, but they're all kind of like they're either medieval history, or they're
not very modern.
No.
I did read modern as a teenager. Well,
so
it's
not
no
modern now,
modern.
But it was modern at the time.
It was cutting edge.
Yeah. What's the one where it's Ellis Peters, where he's described as standing with his feet at 10 to 2?
Oh, yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's not Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's what I wanted to say, but that is a sci-fi.
Never pick up Hitchhiker's.
Never pick up Hitchhiker's.
I must read that. I want to read it.
Yeah, well, I remember that was my favourite Ellis Peters. From the modern.
I do like her writing, but
there are
some of the way she depicts characters.
She goes a bit psychological, doesn't she?
Yeah, and actually having read about it, she's never had children. And I'm thinking, yeah, you've never had teenage children. Teenagers do not act like that.
Had teenagers in the family that you've hung out with.
Yeah, or yeah, I don't think you've ever come across a teen. So
unless her teenager was a very non-normal teenager, and that was her experience.
I did look into it.
Oh, okay, cool.
But, so, I mean, I like the stories, but I'm thinking some of the way you're depicting these characters and how the parents are thinking,
not the same.
No. You've not.
No.
Yeah, interesting. Carry on.
So I still enjoy adventure and fantasy. I have branched out to adult fantasy as well as middle grade fantasy, and also some YA fantasy too. But one of the books, the genres that I really enjoy as well as that is I love a YA contemporary about social issues. That is my woohoo! I get very excited about those. And I'm still kind of dipping my toes into like wanting to find some more thrillers and dystopias and sci-fi that I really enjoy as well. That's kind of where I'm wanting to branch out a little bit more into. And I'm enjoying some historical fiction books as well.
Okay.
There we go.
That was quicker than me.
Being succinct. Trying to put it back together from the chaos. Right, we are just over half an hour. So that is questions 1 to 5. And we will be back with questions 6 to 10 another day.
Well, we've rearranged our books.
And calmed down. So happy reading, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video.